Okay, so we're back with part 6 of this Trimble Realworks series. And so this is our finished floor after we've gone through. In the last part, we went through and cleaned up the floor and deleted out all the contents we didn't really want. And so what we were left over with is what's called this remaining cloud here. And so let's hide this and we'll just show that. And I always just rename this, just calling it junk, stuff that we don't need. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. There's a column right there. We do need that column. So one thing that I can show, maybe that's a good thing that I'm showing this, is we can actually just take this segmentation around this column. Oops. And we can clear out everything outside of it. So keep the points inside. And we can take this and just save that. And you can see that that's a very small chunk remaining. But let's exit this now. And so we have this object and we also have this other object, which is the remaining chunk from our previous exercise. And we can take these two and we can just merge them. Merge clouds. There we go. So there we are. So now we've changed that, and I'm just going to call this walls and columns. So, okay, there we go. And all right, so yeah, in this video, what we're actually going to be covering, sorry for the little delay there, is what we want to do is we want to take this project and we want to align it to our real coordinates. Because if you recall, in video 1, we just specified a 0 point, kind of an arbitrary point, just to align our floor. But now we want to actually take this entire project, everything here, and align it to our project coordinates. So we're going to be doing that by actually opening up and importing a DWG that was exported, in this case from Revit. I'm going to be going to my level 13, and I want to actually create a new project to host this DWG, because if I add this to the project, it's going to create a folder within our workspace here, and that's going to be moved around with our project as we move our project. So the reason we want this, again, as a separate project, which we can achieve by just not adding it to this project, it's going to create its own project, is that we can move the two projects independently and essentially take our project and align it to the coordinates of this reference DWG. So with that, we're going to open this up, and I want to make sure that I'm set, in this case, to inches, and I'm not going to do any of this advanced functionality, just as to the time and not really necessary at this point. So I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to let this run. This usually takes a few minutes, so we'll probably pause here for a second. But it'll run through, and it'll first load the DWG, and then it'll prompt us, just telling us that it'll find some items that it probably doesn't know how to translate and skip over. And so usually wait for this warning, and then yeah, it's telling us what has not been imported. So there is quite a bit of stuff there, a lot of hatch work. A lot of additional details that we don't really need. So I'm going to hit OK. And so after it does that, it takes a few more minutes and it's going to create a new project. So we'll let this run and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so we're back. That took maybe, I don't know, 2-3 minutes at least. So we now have two projects in this project file. One is our working file, our level 13, and then the other is just a project that was created that houses now the essentially our DWG that we're using as a reference. So I can go into this one actually, and I'm going to hide the geometry, all of it, and I'm just going to go into this individual folder and pull up my structural grids, and we will display the geometry. And so, okay, so there we go. We now have our coordinates, and everything is I know is ready to be placed up. So okay, so with that, I'm going to come back now to my level 13, and I can roll this one up, and we will turn on, we'll probably turn on our walls and columns. Let's view only this, I guess we have to do. So there we go, and I need to come back now and add that display geometry. Okay, so there we go. We can see both of them now. So what I want to do is I actually want to come in here, and we're going to actually use the, make sure I'm on my top. And I want to, looks like that column's it's got a little bit additional thickness to it. So it looks like that column might actually be a little bit slanted. So in this case, I might pick a different one. That one looks a little cleaner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my drawing tool and I'm going to open up my polyline and I'm going to stick it to the screen by clicking that 2D button. And what I want to do is I want to actually just create some crosshairs for me to work with, and I'm going to do that by kind of drawing in a quick little zigzag. So I can set this just down to 0, and we're going to start. I'm using these lines as kind of like an intersection point, the corner of it. So I'm going to start right about there. Come on. Let me exit this. Something's not right there. And actually, I want to make sure that before I do this input that I'm on my project so that it creates it within my project. So let's start it again. I'm going to pick my 2D. Or stamp it to the 2D. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this corner using these white lines as kind of a reference. So I'm going to pick this. And I'm just going to come up and I'm essentially just making crosshairs for the center of this column. So we'll come back down here and you can probably just eyeball this just as good. But so by doing this, I'm creating an X and essentially I have an X point to work with. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to do that for just my extents, the columns that are at kind of the corners of my project site here. And we'll just click there, and I can eyeball this one and get a little more accurate on this one. Okay, so 2 corners, and see that column looks like it's rotated anyway, so maybe I'll just pick one that looks a little flatter to the screen. So let's just grab this one. So we got 3 columns now. Oh, I double clicked there. Shoot. Let's complete my X. Okay. All right. So now that we have a few of these reference points in here, I'm going to actually, I want to cancel. I want to save this. So I want to create. And what that does is it just put all those on the same layer. And I can change my colors here. We're on green. We can make this like a bright pink or something, so it stands out. And okay, so now that we have those, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and we're going to measure. We want to record the measurement from this intersection point. Looks like I was slightly off there. We can do some quick adjustments later on this. But I want to measure from that point down to its corresponding grid intersection. So I'm going to click right there. And I'm going to just use my snip tool to record the X and Y coordinates there, and these are both negative because we're starting from our pick point. I'm going to exit out of that. We're going to start from our pick point up here, and we're going to be moving in the negative X and negative Y direction to match that up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on my point cloud. Under my edit, we're going to be shifting the project. So we're moving the project now to align to this grid. So I want to pull up my coordinates here, and I know 237.821 is my X, 237.821, and then I need to make sure that's a negative, and then 155.669, 155 negative 669, and we'll just double check that those are correct, and they are. And so, okay, we're going to apply this and we're going to move it. And so essentially now we have a new alignment. We've taken our project and we've shifted our project to align to these grids. So if we come in here, we can just eyeball some of these and kind of get an idea for the feel of it. So far, so good. It looks like some of the columns are slightly rotated. That one is slightly off, so that's something to note. That one looks pretty close, but slightly to the left, I would say. This one here looks like it's slightly to the left. That one looks pretty close. I think in general, I'm pretty happy with this. We could do a slight adjustment to actually take this one and shift it over if we wanted to, because we can see that's the one that we moved it on, and that's the one that's exactly pretty dang close. But at this point, I would just make a judgment call just by looking at the majority of them that, you know, it looks like this half is pretty dialed in, and these two column rows over here look like they're slightly off. So I could give it a slight shift if I wanted to. The way I would do that is I would, in general, it seems like everything might shift just a fraction to the right. So again, by selecting this, I can shift my project, and I want to go in the positive X, and maybe we'll just go 0.02, which is 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to apply that, and we should see these shift slightly over. So, so that one got pretty close. On this other side over here, we're probably slightly off, 1/4 of an inch, but that's okay. I think in terms of averages for everything, that gets us pretty close. I mean, these now look like they're slightly off. And so, you know what? I think I actually liked it better before. So, I could either undo this, or I could actually just shift this project in the other direction. Maybe we'll just go half the distance. So let's go negative and apply and shift that over just slightly. So, okay, so that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. And okay, so with that, we've now rotated or moved our site. So our coordinates are in alignment. And the, let's see, the final thing that we can do here is we can actually bring back our floor. And we can see that that floor and that DWG is really pretty much right on top of each other. So you can actually see where some of it's going through and some of it's above, and it goes back and forth because the floor is not obviously flat. But so the last step here that we need to do is actually take this entire point cloud and elevate it up so that it actually sits at the elevation of that 13th floor. So how I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to consult one of my references here. And so my level 13 needs to be at 161.833. So similarly to the other move that we did, again, what was that number? It was 161.833. So I'm going to go back to edit, select my project, shift it, and this time we're just going 161.833. And this is in the positive direction. So we can apply this, shift that, and now we can really see that we're obviously moving our project separately from our reference grids there. So yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of alignment to our grid. We now have, if we look at everything from the top, everything is nice and in alignment. And yeah, so that gives us the confidence to know that our coordinates of this project are going to match up with the rest of the project when we go to export them and mirror them up. So, okay, well with that, that's going to conclude this video. Let's see, in the next video, we're going to actually be looking at the framing, and we're actually going to be using a tool that's under our drawing that we're going to be creating some cutting planes. So we'll do that in the next video. Really, really helpful for this project. And yeah, stay tuned because that one's definitely a good one with a ton of different uses. So yeah, I'll catch you on the next video.